You're listening to the ESO Network, your station for all things geek.
Hello, and welcome to episode 61 of the Soul Forge podcast.
Welcome to the Soul Forge, a place of silent mystery, quiet contemplation, and outright mayhem. Join your host, Sean Vanderloo, as he guides you through the adventures of living. Together, we'll talk about life and love, sex and dating, joy and heartache, memories and loss, and so much more. Don't worry, it's not nearly as pretentious as it sounds. Get ready for life, the universe, and everything on the Soul Forge.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the show. Been a great year so far. I hope you all listened to episode 60, the 1-year anniversary special. I do have a quick
mention.
Yeah, a quick mistake to fix up from last week. I said that the Brothers Road Trip episode was 14. It was actually 13, and the Heather interview, Anxiety and Depression, was number 14. So I had those two mixed up. And listeners, you may have heard a different voice on the show, but you may recognize it. Who are you?
I'm Whit from the Space Jam podcast.
You are Whit from the Space Jam podcast. Also, you were on episode 44 of Soul Forge, the 28-year-old virgin episode.
Oh boy, that was quite the interesting episode, because why we're here today, it's a
follow-up.
Yeah, it's a follow-up. It certainly is.
Yes. So we just finished recording episode 131 of the Space Jam podcast with my brother Robin.
Are you going to use that episode for your next episode in the Rusted Robot?
Nope. Already did a...
Oh, okay. Perfect.
Episode 209 comes out on Sunday automatically. It was just a filler episode. Josh's favorite movies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So.
Oh, that's a broad topic for me, but that's
that
whatever.
Could be another episode one day down the future. Yeah.
Perfect.
So here I am in Sault Ste. Marie visiting for the August long weekend. And I thought, since we were doing a crossover episode for your show, why not get a follow-up to episode 44 and talk about how life has been since, about 3 months ago, I guess, maybe 4?
I'd say about 2-3, because that's when I just started dating the girl I'm dating right now.
You're dating a girl?
I'm dating a girl, yes.
And that was the main topic of the last episode. You hadn't been really dating anybody.
No, I was in a 7-year, like a 7-year drought, if you will. Like, I had a couple flings here and there, but nothing that really stuck out. And this girl I've been dating for the past 3 months now, by the time this comes out. We started dating May the 4th.
Star Wars Day.
Yeah. Which, actually, if I think about it, we should have been dating in April.
Yeah.
But then, if I think that far back, January, when she started having feelings for me, because I've been having feelings for her since about October.
Of last year.
Yeah. But the seeds have always been there. We've always flirted and stuff like that.
Okay.
But nothing really came out of it.
So there's been lots of feelings had back and forth.
Yeah.
Okay. So when we recorded the episode 44, you hadn't been dating her. You had never engaged in intercourse. And now there's been some updates.
There has been some big updates since the last time I was on this.
So that's exciting news. What is the girl's name? Can we talk about it?
I'm not going to talk extremely in depth about certain things, but I'll tell you her name, yeah.
Okay, just her first name is good.
Jody.
Jody, okay.
Jody is her name.
All right. So you've liked her since last October. She's liked you since the September, or January.
Yeah.
January. And how did you guys start dating? What happened?
She actually made a Tinder account because she was watching my patterns on Facebook. Mm-hmm. I was like, okay, Tinder Roulette. I'll be at the bar. I'll be in my room, whatever, just bored, swiping right. Because I call it Tinder Roulette. Swipe right for a wife. So we matched earlier in the year. I didn't think anything of it. I thought she was just playing me. I was like, okay, haha, that's cool. She's laughing at my aloneness. That's cool. Not the first girl. Then the second time I matched her and her roommate. And I said to myself, that's weird. Why her roommate too?
Curious.
Okay, didn't think anything of it. The third time is when I was like, okay, we gotta go somewhere with this because I think you're just giving me that signal. Made the first move. She did.
She made the first move?
She did make the first move.
What did she do?
She matched me on Tinder and said, well, ball's in your court pretty much. She hinted at that. I said, okay, let's go for sushi. Had her first date. I overthought it, the ending. I thought the ending was too awkward for me on my end.
Why? What happened?
I was just like, okay, see you later, hug, okay. Well, you obviously don't kiss on the first date. No gentleman does. Okay, so I'm sitting there thinking to myself, okay, this girl does not like me. Damn it. Shit. All right, I had the date. All right, cool. She tells me afterwards, because I ghosted her for a couple days because I didn't know.
You
I didn't know what to think.
ghosted her, so you didn't...
I didn't talk to her at all.
Did she send you messages during that time?
Not really, actually.
So was she ghosting you?
No, she probably thought that it went well and that I'd see her in person. Follow up.
Okay.
But I thought to myself, okay, I'm an overthinker. I saw things in my head and I was like, she doesn't like me. So I messaged her. I was like, okay, my coworkers are telling me because we work together. Mm-hmm. They're like, message her. I'm like, okay. She's like, I actually liked the date. It was awesome. What'd you think? And I'm like, I thought you hated my guts. I thought the ending was awkward and I thought you didn't like me.
Oh.
So.
But she did.
She did. And I was like, okay, that's awesome. Let's go on another date. So we went on a couple more dates. We saw Ready Player One. That's when she made the first move again to come close, break the awkward barrier. And I'm like, oh my God. Well, I think it's because I was a virgin at the time and she knows. She knew what she was doing.
Had she listened to the episode that we had recorded?
Don't remember. She listened to like some of ours here and there. But I
the
did
Space
make it
Jam?
a point to be like, hey, here's this episode and here's my story.
And so then she listened to it?
I actually never asked her. I'm going to ask her when I go
Because we're still
home.
not sure if she's listened to the episode.
No.
Huh. Well, that's unusual.
See, and that's one of my defensive traits too. Is like I think every girl's just out to be like, I got his card. Who cares?
Right.
Leave him in the gutter.
Because we had talked about that on that episode.
Yeah.
And we shared it on your Facebook page.
Yeah.
Several times.
And you mentioned me, and so it was there.
Yes.
So I was thinking, okay, maybe she did watch it. I didn't listen to it.
Maybe she did. Maybe she didn't.
Yeah.
And if she had, she would know that the Soul Forge podcast is part of the ESO podcast network.
Yes.
So why don't we play a promo for one of the shows there, and then we'll get back to your story.
Sounds good.
Okay, auditions for the new Earth Station Who co-host. Take one. Go ahead.
Hello, Stonehenge, who takes the Pandora Cup, takes the universe. But, bad news everyone, cause guess who? Ha, listen, you lot you're all whizzing about. It's really very distracting. Could you all just stay still a minute because I am talking?
Not too shabby. Can you close this up?
Earth Station Who, a fun mashup celebrating over 50 years of the Doctor Who universe. You never know where the TARDIS is going to go next. Earth Station Who podcast can be found at www.earthstationwho.com. Earth Station Who is a proud member of the ESO network. We are up on Facebook, iTunes, Stitcher Radio, or wherever fine podcasts are found. Peace, and we are done. Did I pass the audition?
We'll get back to you. Next.
Okay, so back to the story.
You
You went on several dates.
I saw Ready Player One. That's when she made the first move to get closer, and we went mini golfing. And so we had like 4 dates. And I said as a joke in our Tinder messages, 6. We'll see how it goes. I'll ask you to be my girlfriend in my brain.
After 6 dates.
After 6 dates.
Okay.
Kind of like the Sean Hunter rule, 2-week rule. See how the trial goes, That's only if you watch that show in the 90s.
I don't know the reference.
Boy Meets World.
Okay.
Sean Hunter had a rule where he dated a girl for 2 weeks and that was it.
Oh, and then they were done.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or they continued. This girl that he tried to pursue, whatever. It's not the point. But
You'd have to watch Boy Meets World.
yeah, to get that reference.
Okay, and I'm sure there's lots of people out there who know exactly what you're talking about.
And Robin, your brother, my good friend, probably does. He'll listen and be like, haha, I get it. So I said, okay, as a joke, 6 dates, whatever. After Avengers Infinity War, we had our first kiss.
Ooh, and how was that?
Yeah, it was...
was it magical? Was it electric?
Oh, yeah. That's when I knew.
Was there tongue?
Yeah, plenty. There was like us sitting there for hours. We were there at 1. We didn't leave till like 5:30 in the morning.
Wow.
In the parking lot
Of the mall where the
of
movies
the
were.
malls. And we did indulge in some devil's lettuce.
Never heard of that.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say that.
You
am
can
I?
say whatever you
Okay,
want.
so devil's lettuce mixed in with some kissing. It was a good vibe, cool stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then a couple days later, I was like, "Did you get what I tried to ask you the other day?" By the way, because I made the hint. I was like, "Why wait 6 dates? Why not be my girlfriend now?" She didn't get it.
Smooth.
She's like, "Oh, really?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So then we were girlfriend boyfriend. Couple weeks go by and we start hanging out more, and we realize, you know what? All right, she's told me she loved me, and I told her I loved her.
Really, already?
People might think it's too soon, but we've had that relationship. We just didn't know it for years because we always flirted. We always dropped hints.
So you've known Jody for quite a while.
Yeah, a couple of years now.
Okay.
But this is the big twist in the story, people.
Uh-oh.
Before we get to the good part, there's the good part. This isn't my first rodeo in the family tree.
What do you mean?
I've tried with her mom. I've hit on her mom. I'm pretty sure I took her out one night. I kind of dated her sister for about a month, kissed her, went on a date, blah, blah, blah. So
you're keeping it in the family.
keep it in mind when the story progresses, because I did screw up once with this girl already.
Uh-oh.
I called her sister's name during a makeout session.
Oh, no. How did that go?
That bit me in the ass, and I thought that was it.
What's her sister's name?
Gina.
Jody and Gina. Okay, it's similar, so you could get confused.
That's what because we mentioned her sister earlier on in the night.
And you'd already talked about her.
Yes, so the brain brought that, like self-sabotage, what I'm used to.
Of course.
In
So
relationship.
things are going well. How can I screw it up?
Exactly.
Okay.
No, that's exactly what I said to myself after I left the car.
That's something I can relate to.
Yeah, because I'm like, how can I screw this up? It's going so well.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Of course.
So we stuck it through. It was awkward for a couple days, but we got over it. And probably never forget, but who cares?
It'll make a funny story at your wedding.
Yes, exactly. So we're getting to the goods now. One night, I remember the day actually. It was a Tuesday. We were, progressing and
You're making
out and stuff.
Fooling around.
The foolies. But I am afraid of teeth, so I never accepted any of that.
You're afraid of teeth.
I am afraid of teeth because of the movie Teeth, and
I did see the movie Teeth, and that's a scary movie.
and I saw that at a young age. So every time a girl tried, I was like, no, you know what?
So no oral sex for you.
No oral sex receiving. I will give.
You'll give.
You're
a gentleman. You give.
Yeah, I'm not. I would say that I am very not selfish.
Very nice.
Yeah. But to the goods. Wow. It started off great. Let me tell you.
Because people want to know. You are no longer the 28-year-old virgin.
Yeah.
You've
Months after the podcast, which is crazy.
So would you say that perhaps the Soul Forge podcast is in part responsible for your successful love life?
Subconsciously, I do believe so, because I never thought of it until I told Robin. I was like, maybe the podcast was in the back of my mind at the time.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know what? Prove yourself wrong. Just do it.
Maybe you got your story out. It was out into the universe, and it was finally time.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Because I would have. And she feels bad because she thinks that she pressured me. But
Really?
I told her. I tell her this every time she tries and say it. I do not regret it.
Good.
I enjoyed it, and I still enjoy it to this day. Don't worry about it. I'm cool. I lost my faith a long time ago, but I was keeping on to that little bit that just kept me going.
Mm-hmm.
And but to the back to the goods. It started off great, motion of the ocean, whatever. Sitting on my pelvis, I'm sitting there. I'm like, I'd be really stupid not to. Let's do it. I don't have a condom. I'm like, this is my first time. It's kind of like you have to wear one. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah.
And I would like to continue to wear one until, years down the road when children are involved.
It's important to be safe.
Yes. So I go, okay, well, this sucks because I really want to do this right now. She said, hang on, I'll be right back.
Oh.
And it wasn't awkward, but it was kind of like me just laying there like, what's going to happen? Like, do I just go to the bathroom and fucking, or whatever?
Take care of business?
Take care of the business? Which, again, and I mentioned in the episode, I haven't jerked off in years.
Really? You haven't?
Yes. Okay. No, so, I was like, what do I do? Do I just lay here? And she came back in. As soon as I said that to myself, I said, okay. She's like, I got one.
Nice.
I was like, no way, clutch. clutch. That is clutch.
What does that mean?
She came through.
Oh, okay. Oh, she
So
came through in the clutch.
Yeah,
I
because there was
gotcha.
no condoms, and she came back with one, and I was like, holy smokes. Like,
Very
that's
resourceful
awesome.
girl.
Very good. She's like, there's one left in this box I had. I'm like, I don't want the mental image. I just want us two right now.
I don't want to know
connection.
why this box was empty.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
I don't care. She had sex before. No biggie.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, cool. Awesome. It's going to happen. You ever watch 40-Year-Old Virgin?
Of course.
I wanted to do at the end of that movie. Then we start off. I'm like, oh my God, I've already exceeded expectations. I lasted longer than 2 seconds.
Very nice.
That's great. It was like almost 3. I was like, for first time, that's pretty damn good.
Yeah, 3 seconds?
No, 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
3 minutes.
There you go.
I remember it like it was yesterday. But it was, yeah, a solid 3 minutes. And she's like, you're actually pretty good.
Nice.
I said, what?
That's a compliment.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm not actually lying. Like, that was good. It's like,
That must have boosted your confidence.
and it did, because I continue to be good. So she says.
Because, yeah. Because you don't have anything to judge it by.
Yeah.
Other than her opinion.
And that's exactly. And okay, so she went on top the first couple times. I tried. I didn't like it.
Going on top for you?
Yeah, because I'm taller. I'm bigger. And
You're 6 foot...
almost 6'4".
6'4", okay.
And she's 5'8", 5'9", so she's a little bit taller too, but it's still just...
Bit of a difference.
It is. Because, I tried and I did it, but it was tough. I didn't like it. I like her better on top anyways.
I like that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It works for me.
Good. So the first time you did it was a Tuesday, you said?
Tuesday.
You'll never forget it.
Like dark and it was like deep in night. Yeah,
And you were safe, which was good?
yeah.
And you did it at her house, your house?
Her house, because I'm slowly moving into her house. Again, people probably think it's too soon, but, I'm 28.
Well,
I'm still living at home. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Let's think about this. So you started dating May 4th.
Mm-hmm.
Today is August the 3rd as we're recording this. So May to June, June to July, July to August is 3 months. I've moved in with girls in shorter amounts of time than 3 months, so I can understand that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like I'm starting to get the awkwardness from my parents because they're used to me being home.
And they want to make sure you're safe and taken care of and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. So yeah, the first time was great. Second, third, we're on like 15. It's pretty good.
Have you been keeping track?
Not personally, but like we already went through a box. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And we're on our second
12
one.
in there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
12 or 15 or something like that. It's a weird, odd number. Obviously there were failed attempts, which to me, you know what? I'm learning. And that's cool that there are failed attempts.
And she's a good teacher?
Yeah. Well, kind of. She's like, why do you want to think about dead cats? I'm like, because we've been doing foreplay for 2 hours.
Dead cats?
Yeah. To, not overthink and
Okay.
blow it,
Right.
as you will.
Yes, to make things go away.
Yeah.
Okay, I gotcha.
And so, yeah, like fooling around for 2 hours. I can't honestly give myself the go to go.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because I'm already there. So, yeah, there's obviously failed attempts with the good attempts. That's fine.
You're having fun.
Yeah.
You're learning as you go.
Mm-hmm.
You don't regret it.
No, definitely not.
You're being safe.
Yep.
She's being respectful and kind.
Yeah. We just went through our second period, but first sexually going.
Mm-hmm.
And she keeps saying, well, oral's an option. I'm like, it's still...
But you're scared of teeth.
Yeah, and I don't know you that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Or you don't know me that. However that goes. So I'm like, that's fine. I can wait a week. I waited 14 years since puberty. I'm good. Like, I'm not going to go out and, gallivant.
Well, no, of course not.
Of course not. Like, I'm cool waiting, is what I said. And she's like, well, that's cool. Whatever.
And how old is this girl?
21.
Oh, wow.
So there's an age gap of 7 years, 6 in a month.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I'm cool with it. She calls me old all the time, though.
She calls you old man?
Yeah. I was like telling her like this crowd is too loud or something like that, and she's like, "Okay, Grandpa," and I'm like, "Yeah, but you're 21. I partied my ass off at 21. You don't know yet."
Yeah, because there's always the whole age gap difference.
Yeah.
Like when you get to be my age, I'm going to be 42 in a month. If I dated somebody 7 years younger, 6 years younger. It wouldn't be as big of a deal, but 27, 28, and 21, that's...
Yeah.
Yeah, because she's just out of teenagehood.
Yeah.
So...
And we flirted when she was 19, but it wasn't as, like, the feeling isn't as much as it is now. But back then it was like, okay, well, she's only 19, like, whatever.
And she lives in her own house or with her parents?
She lived with her mom, and then she moved out, and then she lived above her mom, funny enough, and then she moved just around the corner from Robin-ish.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, she lives on her own.
So she's close to here where we are right now.
Yeah.
So you're probably going there right after we record this.
Absolutely.
I guess so.
Yeah. But we're talking about moving in a year after her lease. We're discussing locations and all that stuff. So see how that goes.
So even though it's only been 3 months and there's a 6 year and a bit age difference, you guys see this as something with a lot of potential.
Yeah. And for me on my end, like that's what I'm looking for. But for her to be on board, I'm like, okay, well, obviously something's here because she's all for it. She's the one who wanted me to move my Xbox in, which apparently it's a big deal, and I did.
That's a big deal.
I brought it in.
Yeah, when you start moving stuff over, that's a big thing.
Yeah, so for her to be, inviting of me to bring my shit in, she did invite me already to move in, so that option's there if I ever just decide.
Yeah.
But I'm like, at the same time, I'm like, I'm in between two houses, you know how it is. I don't know yet.
Well, for sure. It's
I'm like, time will tell, over the next couple months. Obviously, I'm moving more stuff in. Slowly but surely, I will move in.
Well, yeah, exactly.
But not right away. Because, I spend I've barely been home. And it's not all just sex either. It's relationship stuff behind that. It's not all about sex, people, obviously. I know I'm a newcomer, but I know this. It's not all about it. There's still stuff that you have to do.
Well, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But you're happy.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. Overwhelmed sometimes because I'm like, holy shit, I got a girlfriend at home now.
Yeah, it's
cool.
what you've been waiting for forever.
For a long time.
And the sex turned out to be better than you expected. Right on.
100%.
And so the only major hurdle you have left is doing the whole oral sex thing. And getting over that fear.
I don't think I will.
No way.
It's not, you know what I mean? Like, I've had several, like one of my friends agree, my friend Pat, he agrees, he's the same way, he doesn't accept. He's more sexually active than I am, obviously. He's had many girlfriends, lost it whenever, but he's the same way. He's like, I don't like it. And I'm like, well, I've never attempted it, but same thing. Don't want it.
Yeah, well, that's okay.
Yeah.
It's whatever you're comfortable with.
Yeah.
So, after all these experiences, have you come away with any thoughts that you'd like to share to our listeners? Like anything that you've learned from this experience of waiting and then finally...
That whole when you know thing is far-fetched, but with this girl, I tell her this all the time. I don't have sex with every girl I meet, so obviously there's something special here between us. For me anyways. Who knows, maybe in a year or so she's like, it's not what I want. I'll be like, okay, well, that sucks. But,
well,
knock on wood,
You know what? In a year from now, we'll do another episode, follow up, see if you guys are married, see if you have kids.
See if our lives are totally different.
See if you're with somebody else.
Yeah.
Who knows? We're like, anything can happen, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I do appreciate you coming on the show, Whit.
No doubt.
And sharing your story. Glad to see the progress that you've had in the last few months.
100%. I was when you announced that you were coming to town, I'm like, I really hope that you asked me because that'd be cool.
Yes,
and
definitely. Yeah,
it's
always good to see you.
Yeah.
All right. So once again, listeners, thanks for coming by the Forge and listening to the episodes. You're on social media, right?
I am on social media, Twitter, Emperor Whit, or at Emperor Whit, Whit Charles Finlayson on Facebook. Finn Dizzle on Instagram. I really tried to connect all three to the same name,
but
didn't work out that way.
Sometimes it doesn't.
So that's pretty much it on the socials for me.
All right, sounds good. All right, and all my stuff is in the end credits that you'll hear shortly. So once again, listeners, thanks for stopping by, and hope you're having a great week. We'll talk to you soon. And remember, never be afraid to try something new. Remember, amateurs built the Ark. Professionals built the Titanic.
That's super cool. I like the Titanic.
This has been another episode of the SoulForge Podcast. Contact the show by emailing soulforgepodcast@gmail.com or by tweeting SoulForgePod on Twitter. Visit us at soulforgepodcast.com, and remember, the best way to show your support is by leaving a 5-star review in the iTunes Store.
And, if you would, please check us out and like us on Facebook.
The SoulForge Podcast was written, produced, scored, edited, engineered, and directed by Sean Vanderloo. Find me on Twitter and Instagram at Darth Vaderloo. For more great content, you can listen to my other podcast, The Rusted Robot. Thanks for stopping by the Forge. We'll keep the fires lit until your next visit.
I could do this all day.
This has been a broadcast of the ESO Network. Be part of the crew and help support our shows by donating to our ESO Patreon or by shopping through Amazon.com or the TeePublic Store, which can all be found at www.esonetwork.com. The ESO Network, your station for all things geek.